Okay, hello, my dear students. My name is Bekbaganbetov, and I'm a teacher of English language in Nazarbayev Intellectual School in Aktobe. So let's start our lesson. First of all, I want you to look at this picture and tell me what is it. Let's brainstorm. Let's see what is it. Can you tell me? So, and I hope you see that that's a leaflet. So, what can you see in this picture? Yes, a leaflet. The correct answer would be a leaflet or a brochure, maybe, or a leaflet, brochure are actually the same things. So let's continue. So the topic of our lesson for today is a leaflet. Now let's see our learning objectives. Here is the first objective. You can see, I shall read it to you. Understand with little or no support the main points in extended talk on a wide range of general and curricular topics. And another, understand with little or no support more specific information in extended talk on a wide range of general and curricular topics. So, today you're going to read and follow instructions in order to learn how to create a leaflet. Then we're going to watch tutorial how to make a leaflet, and at the end you will be able to create draft leaflets of your own choice and design. So let's start. So what is a leaflet? I always look at Cambridge or Oxford dictionary, all the words that I don't know, or let's say I meet for the first time. So I hope that you all, my students, in the future will also use these dictionaries. So, according to Oxford Learner's Dictionary, leaflet is a printed sheet of paper or a few printed pages that are given free to advertise or give information about something. So, here are some examples. What can you see in this photo? Yes, there is a leaflet about healthy food, about the advantages of eating healthy food. Then there is the food pyramid. Sometimes you may you may see such educational leaflets related to, for example, to some advertising some schools, colleges, or universities. And here is the example of leaflet made by Taldykorgan N.O. Nazarbayev Intellectual School. I think that's a good one. Yes, of course, the leaflet advertising our Nazarbayev University. Sometimes, I mean always, you can always see such leaflets advertising sales in trade centers, a huge sales, which you may like, which you are waiting for, actually. Then there is a leaflet about a car. Yes, where you can see them. You can see them in everywhere. So, how can we start making a leaflet? That is a question. I want you to think about it. How can we start making a leaflet? There are some tips. Actually, I will send you links and to a website where you can find the tips of making a good one. However, here are some of them which I have chosen in order to show you. Let's say the one that may be useful for you. So we should read together, and then we will watch a tutorial. Then we'll watch some ways, some programs or website where you can do it, and at the end you have to do your own leaflet. So according to this website, your leaflet needs to tell readers what, where, when, why, and who, and it must let them know specifically what they can do to help. You have to include a telephone number and a website where they can learn more. People will not read a long, complicated leaflet, so you should keep your sentences clear and concise. You have to use descriptive headings, subheadings, and quotations to get your main points across, and put 3 or 4 headings on each page so that if people only read the headlines, they will still get the message. So keep your leaflet simple, to the point, and easy to understand. Yes. If you are making a leaflet to publicize an event, think of it as a small poster. Use a clear, issue-appropriate photograph or illustration to capture people's attention. Here are some types of leaflets, the frequently used one. Let's see. There is an event or call leaflets. Essentially, there are small posters that announce a meeting or demonstration. There are fact sheets, and the photographs are not necessary for fact sheets. They're meant to be handed out on the streets and strictly for people who request detailed information. Then there are leaflets, typically printed on both sides and folded in half or in thirds. But here you have to use photographs. Then there are street leaflets, and they are half or third page sheets. They're often printed on only one side, and they should be very short and easy to read because they're designed to be handed out on the street. Some of the most effective leaflets are printed on one side, only with a bold-faced title, a good photograph or illustration, and brief, easy-to-read text, providing a web address where people can get additional information on the topic as well as the contact information for your group. So here are some tips that will also help you create, let's say, effective leaflets. So first of all, you have to keep a design file. The file should include well-designed, easy-to-read leaflets and striking advertisements. Study them for ideas on layout, headlines, lead sentences, or use photographs. You can view PDF versions of past leaflets online. You have to start collecting a file of photographs. Of course, first of all, you have to have loads of photographs in order to, let's say, to choose the best one. Then you will want to be sure that the images you select are of high enough resolution to produce well, typically at least 300 dpi size that you plan to output the image. Once you have chosen your image, scan it or get it scanned. However, you can actually find it in the Google, and you can find the high resolution photos there. There is an option like that. And most college campuses have scanners in their computer labs. Or you can pay to have photos scanned at quickie copy shops such as FedEx office. Of course, we have the scanners at our schools. Then we have to choose a software or program. Simple designs can easily be made in programs such as Microsoft Word. More sophisticated designs usually require some knowledge of an experience in page layout programs such as Quark Express, Adobe PageMaker, or Adobe InDesign. Many printers and copy shops, such as FedEx Office, can design leaflets for you for a fee if you don't have access to a computer or appropriate software. Of course, as we are students of Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools, we can do it ourselves. So we shall continue. There is a blank space which is desirable. So you don't need to fill every square inch of the leaflet. Not only does white space, such as white margins or space around the title, make the leaflet more readable, it also often improves the design and makes it more inviting. So you have, you don't have to fill, actually you don't have to fill the whole leaflet with photos and with the text, or like you do it with your presentations in PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. So sometimes you may leave some blank space. So let's continue. Then you have to keep characters in check. Titles should be designed in a bold, easy to read display font. Of course, headings will be in a bigger size, and you have to use a simple font for your text. For example, Times New Roman, Garamond, and Palatino. Limit yourself to 2 fonts per leaflet. I think in one leaflet you should have only 1 font you should use, and Times New Roman is the one that mostly people use. And you may use Comic Sans, and you shouldn't use Comic Sans unless you are advertising the circus. And you have always give yourself plenty of time. This will allow you to proofread everything before getting it printed. And it's a good idea to ask a friend to proofread it as well. Typos can distract people from the message and make you look unprofessional. You have to use a computer, and if you know somebody who is good with graphics, enlist his or her help. Then you have to use quick copy shops for printing. You have it. There are so many shops to make printing. Yes, here's a website that I have sent you, top 5 leaflet design tips. And here are the tips from this website. Let me read it. If you are designing a leaflet, it can be very easy to get carried away with your design prowess. The truth is, a good leaflet is one that generates response, and to do that you need very little. So rather than trying to create a masterpiece that reflects the life, times and deeper meaning of your company or service, follow these guidelines to get a leaflet that does what you need it to do: generate customers. First of all, you have to plan your leaflet, as always. Before you do any designing, it is absolutely essential that you plan your leaflet so that you can get an accurate idea of what's possible. Imagining a leaflet often leads to major errors, as in the imagination, a leaflet can do all sorts of magical things. Take a piece of paper and shape it into the shape, size, and style of your flyer, and draw onto it with a pencil to give yourself a more realistic and accurate idea of what you can do. Making sure you keep your main message and main offering always in mind so that you don't get carried away and try to recreate a Da Vinci masterpiece. I always tell my students the words of Einstein. Once he said that imagination is more important than knowledge. So use your imagination. Then you have to use a heading. A good leaflet will have a strong, clear, bold heading that captures the attention of your audience, whether you use a statement or question or something else. Having a bold, bright heading is the cornerstone of a good leaflet. For example, you will be interested in, a newspaper that will have a headline like Lionel Messi is coming to play in football club October. Yes, you have to use such headings that will grab attention of the audience. Then you have to use compelling images. Whatever your product or service, an image will add a lot to your leaflet design. Even if your service is something that does not necessarily warrant what you may think of as a compelling image, such as if your service is dry cleaning, for example, you can still use imagery to initiate an emotion in your target customer, such as an image that feels fresh or clean or bright. Or, if you're a handyman, a cartoon image of a smiley face can create a feeling of approachability and trust. In short, use images where you can, either to make a statement, create a feeling, or simulate a sensational environment. It adds an extra dimension to your leaflet, and not everyone is responsive to words alone. Yes, it is a good idea to use some images that people mostly will like. And it depends on the audience you are making this leaflet. If you are making this leaflet for, let's say, for children, you may use SpongeBob. Why not? If you think they may like it, if this may grab their attention. Then you have to use a big screen for your designing. Details that look minor on a small computer screen become very, very obvious in print, and so minimizing your errors is an absolute must, especially if you are going to print thousands of flyers. For this, you will need to check your design on a big screen and have it proofread by someone who has not been involved in the design to make sure that any errors and faults are quickly noticed. That's a big deal, making a leaflet, and of course you have to check it for any mistakes before giving it to people. Yes, you have to use high resolution. We were talking about it. Here is another website, how to design an event flyer that gets attention. Some tips from this website, and then we shall watch a video. So, how to design an event flyer that gets attention. A flyer is only as good as the attention it grabs, says a person who made that website. So, event flyers especially have to stand out since they are usually competing with a sea of other flyers. This article will focus on ways to make yours more attention-worthy. So, it even has photos as an example. First of all, you have to visit a spot where there are lots of flyers. It is best to visit a spot where event flyers tend to get posted and where it is mostly babysitting, house cleaning, and appliances for sale. Scan the flyers and note which ones stand out to you the most. Take a closer look. What made those flyers stand out to you? Keep that in mind as you continue with these steps. Use the largest paper format that your printer can handle, or the biggest enlargement you can effort from a print shop. Size matters. Yes, size matters, especially among a flurry of other flyers. Yes, sometimes, I can't say always, sometimes you can use brighter colored paper. Neon paper will grab the most attention on its own, but it can overpower the text or pictures. Consider using a color that's bright but still soft enough to create contrast with dark ink. For example, sky blue. Or if you do a stick with a neon color, use a dark color for the text and images. Then you have to choose a striking picture, as it was said before. The picture you choose will depend on your audience, but no matter what, make sure it has high enough contrast and saturation that it pops. Like this one. Use simple, thick fonts. The funky fonts may look good on your computer and work well on handbill or some other type of pamphlet, but they are hard to read from a distance and don't photocopy well. Use simple bold fonts that are easily read and will not distort after being copied 150 times. Yes, actually, as we were talking before, you have to have some blank space. You don't have to fill every space of your leaflet with pictures, text, and everything you want to say. So, let's read it. You have to avoid clutter. It's tempting to cram every square inch of the flyer with words and graphics. But sometimes having white space around your headlines and images can make them stand out better. Yes, this is actually the best example of the worst leaflet. Then you have to make sure the flyer can be seen from a distance. Test your flyer by hanging it up and taking 4 or 5 big steps back. You should be able to read the headline from this distance. Post your flyers early, at least 1 week before your event. This will ensure that your poster is posted before others and help publicize your event early on. Check back later and repost your flyer if necessary. Plan any big events a month or 2 before you start handing out flyers to make sure that everything is planned. Here are more tips. So, let's watch a tutorial that I said before.
Hi, I'm going to teach you how to make a brochure in 10 minutes using Word 2010. And I just provide you some ideas how to make it, and you could think about it for Word 2007 as well. So the easiest way is just to use the templates provided by Microsoft. Go to File, New, Brochures. And then you will see a lot of preset brochures. And you could just change some of it. And now I just select one. All elements are already there. What you need to do is just to change all the elements. So a template will look like this. There are 2 pages. One is the front. The second page is the back. So this is a free-fold brochure. Now I'm going to do the brochure manually. First, I change the layout orientation to landscape. Then expand the margin a little. And I'm going to, let's see. So brochure is like building blocks. So I insert some shape. Typically it would be a rectangle. Typically, after you insert the rectangle, there are a lot of preset choice. So I just randomly pick one. Use some shape fillings like this. And I don't like the outline, although it provides a lot of choice. And I like some effects, like reflection. Like inner reflection. So I don't like this quite much, so I would like to configure them a little. See, there are a lot of choice to configure it. Let's see. Let's use shadow. I just trick it. Ew, it's that much. Okay, this looks good. Then I need to add some text in the box. It has you could change text direction and the text alignment. So I just simply write something, make the word larger, and delete the spacing. And I'm going to put some fake text. X, Ctrl C. Yeah, here it is. So when I modify the blocks, the text will also will automatically adjust. So here is the magic. Now here I would edit this block as just edit the words from this block. And then change the alignment. And I also like to add a picture. Okay, it will automatically adjust for me. Cool. Then I'll add another text. Okay, now one block is finished. So I just copy paste block because it's preset. I want them to be consistent. And I'm going to fill the text as well. And then I add some text. Change the color. Now you see 2 blocks is finished. Then the middle part I like to be white and just test some pictures. So I'm gonna add a text box. I draw a text box and then also give some free text. So I would like to insert a picture. Here is the tricky part. If I just insert the picture, it goes into that text box, and I don't like it. And I would prefer them to be out of the text box. Oh. I resize it a little bit. So what I could do is to change your wrap text to top. Let's see. in front of test. Okay, then I move it here. Okay, now it is not in the text box. It doesn't. So I change the text box, move it little like here. And I don't like the frame of the text box, so I use out format, line color, no line. Okay, thank you. Perfect. And then I'm going to add another trick. So add some decoration. What's not about us? Let's import this. I use a format painter, so it looks like this way. Okay, then I just randomly add some text. So I would like some decoration. So we could also use some shape. Use your imagination. Use a line. And I could configure the line, make it bolder, make it like dotted line, and change the line color to white. Okay, now you see it's better. So I copy this line, use Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Okay, and put it down there. So you can have some decoration on it. So just use your imagination to make the line, make some decoration for the brochure. And then finally I add the text box again, move it down there, and change text alignment. Okay, so the first page is finished. So you could do the second page yourself. So it's very quick and easy, and it give you a very professional look for your brochure. Thank you for watching.
Yes, we have finished the tutorial. I hope that it was useful. It may help you. So let's continue. And now let's find out programs or website where you can prepare a leaflet. The first one, the easiest one, that all your laptop that you have in your laptops is Microsoft Publisher 2010. And here is another program, Adobe InDesign. But you have to first of all you have to download this program. Sometimes you have to buy this program, and then this program is let's say for pro users. So however, you can watch some tutorials in YouTube, and you may do it actually and using this program. However, this is for pro users. Yes, here's another one, Adobe Photoshop, one of the best. You may and you must download the program as in InDesign, and you can, but there are loads of options here, and you can do anything with pictures, and there are there are lots of videos on YouTube tutorials how you can do it. There are lots of special effects you can use. So, and here is another website, Lucid Press, free brochure maker online. Lucid Press makes it easy to create professional quality brochures inside your web browser. Try professional templates complete with real-time collaboration. It's 100 free. So it is one of the best websites that I may recommend you, Lucid Press. Here is mycreativeshop.com, where you can create flyers, brochures, leaflets of so here are the references, and pictures were taken from the internet, and here you go. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.